All right, what's up, guys? It is 1:19 a.m. Dubai time. I was going to go to bed, but I made a video. Hey, why not break down this stealth YouTube organic marketing machine system that I've seen my buddy Jake. He has an organic agency helping people grow their YouTube channels. His client, one client in particular, has done over $1 million just from YouTube this year. And this is his main strategy. So I'm just going to pull back the curtain a little bit and go into what is the strategy? How can you use it? What are all the moving pieces here? And then we can just get jiggy with it. All right. So again, I was going to go to bed, but I popped a fuse in and I figured, why not just shoot this video? Just get it out of the way. Just get it out of the way. Okay. So without further ado, okay, let me actually just, before going to the guy's page, let me just break down the opportunity here. So what is the old way? The old way of, what would you call it? I guess getting clients. So you build a funnel, create VSL on said funnel. You book calls, you send people okay, well, before you book calls, you would have to send traffic to that funnel, either organic traffic or ads. Then what? You want to book calls. Typically, you're booking calls, close sales. And then, there's probably a lot of follow-up. There's a lot of other stuff of like nurturing. You want to get people to show up. You want to get people to buy. You want to get them to like watch the video and so that they're showing up to the call in the right frame of mind. Okay, that's the old way. Now, it's a lot. You got software in there. You got to build the funnels. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to make the VSL. There's so many moving pieces. Right? It's complicated. That's the problem. It's complicated, and it can take a while to get set up. With the VSL, I've created many VSLs in many different niches over my career as both a freelance copywriter and an agency owner, and also a coach, making them for myself, making them for others. And the thing with VSLs is that it can take many iterations to get it right. And there is a better way. All right. So what is the better way? The new improved way? YouTube. Okay. So YouTube is like a place where you can do all of this, almost all of this just from YouTube. Okay. So there's two examples that come to mind. The first one is Mindvalley. Okay. So Mindvalley is a massive company. They do big numbers. Vishen Lakhani. And I was first caught on to this probably about 3 months ago. Peter Kell is their main copywriter. And Peter Kell was talking about their strategy of what Mindvalley does. They basically make these documentaries on YouTube. They seem like content. People are watching them. They're interested. They're engaged. And by the time the documentary is over, they're ready to buy something. They're actually a VSL in disguise. And so in the description of the YouTube channel, the description of the video, there's an order link. There's a checkout page. They can just click that and buy. And so basically Mindvalley shoots all their traffic to that VSL, like to that documentary, whatever. Okay. So that is the first time I've seen this. And I was like, wow, interesting. If this big company's doing that, they're like, that might be a good strategy. Why YouTube though? Well, instead of building a funnel, you can just create what I would call a stealth VSL. You can not a stealth Ben. I can't write. Fuck. Okay, stealth VSL. Okay, so this is something that looks like content. It's like, oh, I'm on YouTube to learn about something specific. So I'll get to the other example. My buddy Jake, his client. I'll show you what he did in like one of the many ways it's working. But a stealth VSL is cool because you shoot the video. It looks like content. People are like watching it. They're engaged. They're learning stuff. And it's taking people from cold. Like, I have no idea who this fucking guy is. By the time they finish the 20-minute long video, they're sold. They're like, I'm booking a call to buy from this guy, right? He's booking calls, he's making sales directly from YouTube, which is crazy. Okay, so like the new way, we want a stealth VSL, so we don't have to build the funnel. We don't have to put like they don't have to opt in to watch a VSL. That's another thing on here. Like you typically have to opt in, give you their contact information, right? No, now we can just send traffic to the VSL. And if you have a small audience, depending on what your niche is, I would say the two main traffic sources, maybe three. First one, if they're on LinkedIn, you can do like a LinkedIn lead ad, like, hey, like I just shot this video, like here's like whatever. I just shot this valuable video of how to get these results. Go check it out here. And it's like a YouTube link. They go to your YouTube. Or you can use Instagram. Like you can do an Instagram, like a page or profile visit ad. Very simple. Market call out, value, call to action. Hey, follow my page on Instagram. And then on Instagram, your link in the bio could send people to the VSL, which is like, hey, I just did this masterclass on this thing, or it's something that they would be looking for, right? Not to go into the messaging, but that's important. So those are two paid sources, or if you have your own audience or your own email list, you can just send people to this. Hey, I just did this awesome YouTube video on this topic that you're interested in. Okay. And so when people watch the YouTube video, you can have your Calendly link in the description. They can book directly from it if it's good enough, or they could basically go back to the other platform, because YouTube's not great for nurturing. But I mean, it's great for nurturing, but already if you have the audience, or if you have a traffic funnel from another source, you send people to YouTube, and then they either go back and message you, or they join your email list from YouTube, or they book a call from YouTube. Whichever one you want to do, they all work. Or they could send them back to Twitter. A lot of Twitter people are probably going to watch this. So basically, from there, we can do all sorts of things. Like we can retarget them on different platforms. We can retarget them on YouTube. We could, if we have their email and stuff, we can retarget them on Facebook. You can spend like $1 a day to retarget these guys. There's so many things we can do. But yeah, let's just kind of get right into it. I don't think there's like a whole bunch of other stuff, but yeah. Oh, the other thing with YouTube is like you can keep making different videos and nurture people. You can either make, I would say there's 3 types of content, like nurture content. Okay. So you can make additional trainings, which are maybe a different hook leading into the main selling kind of argument for your VSL. So you can have like multiple VSLs on your fucking YouTube page, and it looks like content. So that's cool. Or you can have a different type of post. So like if you think of your main VSL or like a micro webinar that it appears to be content. There's another guy that's doing this really well. His name's Dan Bolton. He has like a micro webinar as his YouTube video, which is like, here's my model, here's why it works, here's proof, da 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 da. And so people like him, they know what he's doing, and they're booking a call and they're like selling. He's enrolling clients. So you could have like your main, it's like, think of it like a planet. Okay. So the planet is your main stealth VSL or a micro webinar on YouTube. And then you have little satellites, little moons around said planet, which would be like answering very specific objections, so that like they might not book a call right away, but they might have some questions, and then they go to the next video, which is like answering their main pain point or like their main objection here, and then another objection, and this frequently asked question. Like you can do you can like set up your YouTube in such a way where it nurtures people, but really it's pre-selling them, so that by the time they're like ready to book a call, ideally they're sold from the first stealth VSL. If not, by the time they go through your other content, if you have maybe like a playlist set up, you can just boom, 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 check off all the objections beforehand, shift all the beliefs around beforehand, so that they know who you are, they like you, you've given them value, so they trust you. Most importantly, they're sold on your method. Okay. And then the third way is just the third piece of content, nurture content. So there's objection handling content or pre-selling content. There is different hooks to get them into the same VSL. And then the third one would just be valuable trainings, just like straight up helping people, like giving them results in advance. Which like if you're doing a lot of short form, like I do a ton of short form on Instagram, and I put it on TikTok and shit like that. But the whole thing is like short form is good for hooking people, but nurturing content, like giving them actual trainings and stuff, is good for building up that trust, which is to get meta, like that's what this is. Okay. So the next piece, yeah, I mean, that is really like the whole system action. Like there's not much more to it. We just, we book calls, and then the rest is the same, book calls, 5, close sales, and then 6 is like follow up. The cool thing is if they like you, they subscribe. Maybe you have an email list so you can follow up from multiple channels. Maybe they follow you on Instagram, or they follow you on Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever. So you can hit them from multiple angles. All right? I used to call this surrounding the prospect, meaning the more channels that you can communicate to them on, the more likely you are to convert them. All right. So I want to show you really quick. Hopefully Jake doesn't get too mad at me for sharing his client's sauce, but this is it. Okay. So this is Levi. Levi was a former client of ours in JK's community. He helps people start a B2B lead gen agency. And Jake was telling me that basically, if we can go through some of these, a lot of it is proof. A lot of it is like, hey, he quit. Like a lot of it is like positioning against other stuff. So if people are searching up like how to start an SMMA business, they'll see stuff like why you shouldn't start an SMMA business, why you should start a lead gen agency instead, right? And so right here, this is kind of like an interview, but it's like targeting those people. How you can start your own. The other one here is look, don't be a sales rep in 2024. Start a lead gen agency instead. A crazy opportunity, right? If someone's like, how do I be a remote closer? Boom, they're going to see that, and we're kind of like cutting off that bridge and showing them this bridge. This bridge to get you out of Hell Island to Heaven Island. This bridge is way shorter. It's way faster. This bridge is just going to lead you off into nowhere, right? It's smart. Specifically, the one that Jake told me about was, I think it was this one. Don't start an SMMA or an AIAA. Start an LGA instead. Crazy opportunity. What's an AIA? An AI automation agency. So apparently, they were looking at trends on YouTube because it's a huge search engine, right? That's the other thing. So YouTube has a crazy organic search. Like there's, if you get your keywords right, your title and your thumbnail right, and the video is good, you can get a lot of search traffic, and you can get high up on the thing. Like people are looking for like how to grow an AI automation agency, and then boom, one of the first things that pop up is like, don't start an AI agency, do this instead. And then they watch it. So this one's only 10 minutes. I think he has like a 20-minute one. Where is it? Yeah, it's probably this one. Like, which one should you start? Picking the right business model when starting. And here's the thing. This one has, I just saw it. It was 3,000 views, I think. Where was it? Dang it, bro. Dang it. Go back. Yeah, okay. 3.7 thousand views. Okay, so think about it. 3.7 thousand people that are interested in this topic. 3.7 thousand leads. That's like a good amount of leads. First, picking the right. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. It's 20 minutes. But if you look here, he has a way to opt in, and he has a way to book a call. Maybe I'll just go to this and see what happens. I'm probably going to get fucking retargeted now. Revealed how I made 38,000. And so he has a 29-minute VSL here. That's just like a legit one. Whereas this one is still it's like a stealth VSL though. It's really just selling against these other common, I guess, vehicles that his prospects are thinking of. Okay, so without going through the entire video and breaking it down word for word, I really want to show you like big picture stuff, right? This is the idea. We're making high quality videos. They look like content. He's giving them like, pros and cons. Here's why you should do this, da, da, da. Like you could also do like review style videos. Like, hey, like I went through, I don't know, pick someone's program. Like, let's say I wanted to sell against like Luke Alexander. I was like, hey, you know what? I went through Closer Cartel. Don't do Closer Cartel. Do this instead. Or I reviewed Closer Cartel. Is Closer Cartel a scam? Here's my review. And I might say, you know what? It's actually a really good program. Like it's really good. It looks like his clients are getting really good results. It's not a scam. But if you want to really hit these high revenue marks, don't do remote sales. You should do this thing. So like for anyone who's selling BizOp or anything like that, like this is gold, right? And the whole thing is like, it's if someone's thinking of growing an SMMA, or they're thinking of getting into remote sales, or thinking of starting a coaching business or something like that, you just position your thing as like, hey, don't do these things. Here's why these ones suck and this one's better. And it's like, oh, by the end of the video, like Jake told me, basically by the end, people watch like a 20-minute video and they went from, I have no idea who this person is. I just wanted to grow my AI agency thing. And then he has people who are jumping on the phone with him and being like, dude, I've been trying to grow this business for like 6 months. I was just thinking about quitting it. Then I came across your video. I'm like, dude, now I want to do this. Like, this makes sense. And he's like, yeah, you should. And then he just sells them into his program. So that's the whole thing. Like the Mind Valley thing, they just put their checkout page in the description of the YouTube. You could just basically copy this format. You have a call book thing, and then you have like a free lead magnet that they can just download. I assume, let me look at this. Yeah, it's just, let's see here. Yeah, a little opt-in page. Get your phone number, even a little bit about the business. That's cool. And then I'm sure he has setters and stuff hitting you up, but lots of what do you call it? Testimonials. Lots of testimonials, valuable. But here's the thing, like you don't need a crazy funnel. You don't need all this other stuff. You can have a very simple system to generate leads, nurture those leads, and sell them all in one place. And I understand like that is powerful. And like that's just YouTube. And so there's a whole kind of like framework that goes around this. If I were to kind of draw it out, okay, really quickly, I will. Here's what the 3 things you want to focus on. If I was going to build, let's call it an organic lead machine. Number 1, what do I want? I want to attract leads. Okay. Number 2, I want to pre-sell leads or nurture them, whatever word you like the most. And then 3, I want to convert. I want to convert those leads. All right, I want to make some money. Now, the 2 pieces that go into attracting leads, biggest ones are going to be your messaging, right? You gotta have the right message to the right person. That's huge. Like Levi knows his audience, he knows what they're looking for, and he creates content around that. And then he takes that attention and converts it into what he wants to sell them. Okay. So like messaging and then lead generation. We go from like getting them to click on your shit to rewarding them, and then like redirecting that focus into your ecosystem. All right. And then to pre-sell them, 2 pieces to pre-selling. We want to build trust. I want to know who you are. Like I got to trust you before I buy from you. We want to get them to show up to the call. Book a call. Okay. Actually, book a call and show up. That's like the 2 other pieces. And then with the build trust, the thing is, if you look at, if you ever read the Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort, excuse me, he says there's 3 10s, right? So there's like, they got to be a 10 out of 10 on you. He says they got to be a 10 out of 10 on your company and a 10 out of 10 on your product. And so I would say the 10 out of 10 on you, 10 out of 10 on your process, right? So these are all trusts or certainties, and then 10 out of 10 on your offer. Like it has to be, the right price, the right deliverables, the right all the pieces of your offer, like the right time frame, that sort of thing. Like ideally, no matter what you're doing, you're pre-selling this trust that you're building is checking off these guys. At least the first 2, the 10 out of 10 on you, like they like you and your story, and they like your process. And like they can see why your way of doing things is better, faster, cheaper, easier than the way that they've been thinking of doing it, and why the other ways that they've been trying to do it haven't worked. And that's where the whole like stealth VSL thing really would come in, or a micro webinar, whatever you want to call it. And then on the conversion side, I mean, you need like a smooth sales process. So like once they book a call, it's like a very easy, like, okay, well, like like you have an easy sales process to enroll these people. That's obvious. And then an easy follow-up process. So those are really like the 3 pieces that go into creating this organic lead machine. And when you can do that, I mean, the sky's the limit. Like Jake was telling me, once you become famous on YouTube, you become famous everywhere. If you become famous on Twitter, you're like a micro celebrity. You become famous on Instagram, yeah, you get some clout. But if you become famous on YouTube, like people just know you, right? You can just blow up. And the thing with YouTube is it just doesn't stop. Once you start driving leads, once it starts working, it doesn't stop working, which is the craziest part. And then the whole thing is just implementing other pieces, like if I were doing this for somebody or myself, this is like the basics. These 3 things are the basics. I would probably have some more stuff. I would have like a micro webinar on my page, more direct, I think. Like, hey, like you should book a call. Like if you're really interested, like like just, something like that. I would have some, what else? Follow-up sequences. Actually, no, I would call it like a nurture campaign, like a new, like for people that downloaded if I had like a lead magnet, I'd have like a new lead sequence, which gave them value. Again, built that know, like, trust, and made offers. Hey, like you should come join this thing, book a call with me, a demo call, or like sending me a DM on this platform, and I'll like shoot you over like my PDF, which breaks down my program if you're interested. I have something like that, like a nurture email campaign, or like a DM sequence. Like I'd be following up with these people. Shoot me this DM, and I'll send you another training or something, whatever. I would probably do retargeting ads. You can spend even like $1 a day, like on Facebook. You can do that. Like you can do like $5 a day on Instagram, whatever, wherever your leads are. Definitely do retargeting. All right, like, hey, book a call, and then just showing them either more content that's valuable, or like showing them social proof, or like calls to action, like invites. And then there's like there's like the nurture campaign emails, and then like the nurture, I guess, content pieces, which are like doing weekly trainings on YouTube, which are also long form. And then doing, I would call it other stealth VSLs. Like once you get one that's working, you just keep making them, right? YouTube, your entire YouTube page can be like 90% VSLs, which is crazy. And you're just constantly hitting people from other angles, and answering objections and stuff of that nature. And really, the other thing is, if you have setters, you can just train them on your follow-up, how to follow up with people. You can do individualized emails, like personalized emails to your people. You can do personalized follow-ups on Instagram, on LinkedIn, wherever your audience is. I would probably start DMing people cold and sending them like to the YouTube. It's like, hey, dude, I just made this YouTube training on da 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 da. You should check it out. Here it is. Boom. And it's like, yeah, it might be a cold DM, but if they're interested, if they're in that target market, they might be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I will. And next thing you know, they're in your sales process. Like I used to do this all the time. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's super obvious. Oh, and probably the other thing is making sure that you have a strong like show up sequence. Like once people book a call, you have a strong like multi-channel show up sequence so that they actually show, and then you convert your more people to booking a call. And really, the major things that this would help, if I were to break it down simply, like let's say right now that you get 100 leads per day, whatever, 50%, maybe 50% are qualified right now without this. And then of the 50% that are qualified, it's like 25% book a call, 20% show up, 15% get an offer, and then maybe like 3 close. I don't know why this says 20. These shouldn't be percents. These are like the numbers, right? So if 15 get an offer, 3 close, that is a 20% closing rate, which is like not the greatest, but it's average, right? But if you have a really strong pre-sell sequence, one, we might bump this number from, messaging and better marketing will mean more of the leads that you talk to are qualified. So this might go from 50 to 75 to 80 to 90 to 100. Pre-selling will get more of the people who are qualified to book a call. So 25 might go up to 40, 45, 50. It might go to like whatever. The more people trust you and they know what you're all about. See, most people, they don't understand that there's a process of going from any business. It's like, it goes from, there's 5 parts to the business, right? So there's lead generation, lead nurture, conversion, fulfillment or delivery, and then there's back end, which is retention, referrals, upsells. And so without a pre-selling thing, or with a pre-selling thing, you would get more people booking a call, you would get more people showing up, although 20 out of 25 is like 80%, which is decent. That could go to 90 or like higher. You ask yourself, why is it that 15 people get an offer, only 3% close? Or if 20 show up, only 15 get an offer? Well, you might talk to people, and even though they're qualified, they might not be a fit because they don't understand this stuff. They're not a 10 out of 10 on your process. They're a 0 out of 10 on your process. They don't know how it works. You got to educate them. And then they're like, oh, you know what? I don't even think this is for me. But if they already know all about your stuff because of our pre-selling content, 15 of them might get an offer, or 20 of them might get an offer because like they know what you're all about. They're just like, I'm only on this call so I can get the offer. Like, I know what this is. I'm interested. Like, how does it work? Like this number might go from 15 to 20. And then, since they're already warmed up, like sufficiently warmed up, you answer their objections ahead of time, and you have a smooth sales process, and you have a smooth way to follow up with people. That's the other thing. Like, these are 3 people that close right away. If you have a good follow-up process, you might, over the next 6 months, turn this number from 3 closes into like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15. But most people suck at follow-up, right? So if people are showing up, I like you, I believe this will work for me. How much is it? And they're qualified, meaning they have the money. I mean, this number alone from this whole thing will go from 3 closes to maybe 9, maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe all of them. That's how you really start going from a 20% closing rate to like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It's possible. A lot of people do it. I know a lot of guys, like, it's actually quite common for people to close at 80%. So if you're closing at like 20, 30%, you're like, it's pretty good. Trust me, there's like another level. Like, it's very common. But these are some of the things that make it easier. All right. So anyway, hopefully this helped. I wasn't just rambling. If you would like to see, hey, what would this look like for me? I might put my link, like a little calendar link here. Just, you can book a call with me. I'll look at your stuff. We can have a quick chat. And if I'm like, hey, like, I actually think I could do this for you, I could help you like come up with all kinds of stuff. Be more than happy to do that. or point you to maybe Jake or someone who could do this for you as well. Just whatever works. You can either shoot me a DM on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. I'm easy to find. I'm Ben W. Byrne on most platforms. Or I'll put my link in the description. So leave a comment below also if this helped. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm going to bed now. Take it easy.